If you've been wanting to check out In Your Radiant season and you haven't been able to find it, the first 2 episodes are available on Hulu now in the United States. I have watched them. I loved them. Let's talk about it. So this series is a healing romance. I'm going to be kind of vague with this description because the way the story is told is definitely part of the fun. But you're following our male lead who is involved in an accident and as a result has lost hearing in one ear. And then our female lead has suffered 2 separate different tragedies in her life. And as a result, she is terrified to get close to a new person again. And our male lead, for mysterious reasons, really wants to help her. And she does not want that help. That's basically the setup. That's all I'm gonna say. And kudos to the synopsis of this show for not spoiling what it's really about, because that has happened a lot in the last couple years. But I am so pleasantly surprised by how wonderfully this story is being told. It is one of my favorite things when a relatively simple story is told in a complicated way. If it's done well, caveat, if it's done well, because it makes a mystery out of the narrative itself. It creates intrigue and questions where if you had told this in a very linear, normal fashion, you wouldn't have that. I like when the writer is playing with me. I like when the story is playing with me, the audience. And that's what this show is doing. It misleads you in one direction, it makes you think you're watching one thing, makes you think you're seeing one thing, and then you find out you weren't seeing exactly what you thought you were seeing. And I find that a really fun way to do storytelling, especially when you can tell that the writing is decent and you know there is going to be a payoff and you know we are going to get there eventually. So that aspect of this is really what I think is making it stand out to me, is making it feel special. But I am also very much loving our leads and the side characters. This series sort of smartly shows you what our female lead was like before she had this crippling anxiety, and you see how happy and charming and bright that person is. So when you see her in present day, you're completely with the male lead in that desire to want to help her get back to that person she used to be. Our male lead is sort of flipped. He's happy now. He's the kind of guy that wants to live every day to the fullest. And he's a real seize the day kind of guy. But he didn't used to be. We see in flashback how depressed he once was and how much he struggled. So it's a fun parallel and it's a great setup for romance. The female lead's family is also very charming. She has 2 sisters and a grandma who are all like decent people. And each of her sisters have their own little romances brewing. The grandma does too, actually. The grandma does too. So I am fully on board for this. It is so much better than I was expecting. I had a great time watching the first few episodes. I cannot wait for more. Like I said, Hulu has only released the first 2 episodes so far, but this is up to episode 5 as of today. So yeah, I highly recommend In Your Radiant season. Jump on board if you haven't yet. If you have watched it, let me know your thoughts. I would, of course, love to chat further.